Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rose. So for today's video, we're going to be creating something amazing with the Norvina Mini Pro palette this is volume 1. So first thing we're going to be doing is brows, and I'm going to be using my trusty ABH Brow Wiz. And I believe this one is in dark brown if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty much going to start shaping them how I want it to be, and then I'll start to fill them in. Alright, so now that the brows are done and cleaned up a little bit, I'm going to go in with the ABH eye base to prep the eyelids. And once both eyelids are prepped and the base is blended out how I like it to be, we are going to start with the eye look. Okay, so now we can start with the look, and this is the Mini Pro Palette Volume 1 from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the Norvina one. So I'm pretty much going to take that shade, and I'm going to take a really small, detailed little shader brush, and I'm going to place the shadow exactly where I want it and the shape that I want it. That way I'm not, blending the shadow everywhere. When I do get into blending, it's literally going to be exactly where I want it to be. And then also it's kind of like a guideline for how I'm going to shape the eyes and place all of the other shadows. So once I have everything in its place, I go in with a small blending brush. This is from Morphe. It's one of my favorite blending brushes from them, the M506. So I'm pretty much gonna just blend out the edges of that shade just a little bit before I go in with the next color. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the next one, and this one is like a peachy pink shade. It's extremely beautiful. Love this color. And I'm pretty much gonna add that onto the edge of that first burgundy pinky type of shade that we used. And then I do go back and forth. You guys are not really gonna see much of that in this video, just because becomes very repetitive. I do this with all of my looks. I go back and forth with my shades to make sure that everything is blended how I want it to be, and also the color payoff is exactly what I want it to be. Now we're gonna go in with this peachy, I don't know if it's like a coral peachy, but it's really light and it's really pretty. And I am pretty much using that as like the transition shade. And that is going to be the shade that is going to be closest to the brow bone. Again, once everything is placed where I want it to be, I go back and forth with the shadows, and I start to keep on adding it and blending it and making sure you can definitely see the transitions in each shade and how they transition into each other. So now that I have my blend how I want it to be and the color payoff how I want it to be, we go in with cutting the crease. I did one eye off camera because you guys, I still struggle with cut creases no matter how good I am with them. I still have my moments when I struggle with them. So one eye at a time, and yeah. So I'm doing that, and as you guys see, I am using a really flat concealer brush. This one is from the Makeup Shack. You can check my cut crease video. I pretty much tell you guys all the brushes that I use when I do my cut creases, and this is definitely one of the brushes. So I took the ABH base, and I'm pretty much just stamping so that I can get the crisp line that I want. Dragging motion doesn't always work for me, but I did learn that if I drag the brush on its side, it's so much easier to cut the crease. Like, if you guys saw my last video, then you guys know. Alright, so now I am pretty much applying that, it's kind of like a white gold shade that was in the palette, and at first I was only going to just do the inner part of the eye, but then I was just like, no, let's do everything. So I actually end up putting it all over the lid, so that when I do apply the glitter that I'm going to be using, it has a nice little white gold, reflect underneath. And as you guys saw, what I did in the crease area, I kind of just touched it up a little bit. I always do that, you guys, like always. For me, I'm never done blending, and I'm never done fixing my looks. So now I'm just taking that dark burgundy pinky type of color, and I am putting that in the corners of the eyes, the outer corners of the eyes, and I am blending it into that lid shade, and then I go back and forth just to make sure that those edges are nice and blended and clean. I do not like harsh lines. I hate when my looks have harsh lines, especially if it's not meant to be harsh. So definitely always go back and forth until the blend is how you want it to be. Everyone has their preference, and my preference is to have everything blended. So I just show you guys the glitter. The glitter is from ABH, and it's called Carnival. It's actually one of my favorite glitters from ABH. I just love the shift in the glitter when the light hits it. It looks like, a different color depending on which angle you turn. So I go ahead and I use my ABH glitter glue, and I just put it mainly towards like the center and the outer edge a little bit, blending into the burgundy shade in the corner. So that's where I apply it, and yeah. And I use a fluffier brush rather than a flat brush because I didn't want to put too much glitter down all at once. I wanted to build up the intensity of the glitter. So now we move on to face. So I'm going to go in with the Touch and Soul No Poreblem Primer. This stuff is oh so good. I stopped using it for a little bit because I had stopped using primer and everything during the summertime because I felt like I really didn't need it. But for the winter time, because of the weather and how my skin has changed, yes, I need some extra oomph for my base. Okay. So I put that, and then I went in with the Makeup Revolution. This is the Matte and Fix primer, and I pretty much just put this on the forehead, around the brows, because that is where I get the most oily, and then I put a little bit in the nose area, because again, that's where I get the most oily on my face. Everywhere else is always either normal or dry as hell. So I did that, and then you are going to see me go in with my ColourPop No Filter Foundation, and I use the shade Medium 90, which is M90. Pretty much perfect match. I started using this again. It is a matte finish, but it's not too matte. At first, I really didn't like it, but then I started using it again, and I was just okay, so my skin is starting to love it again. But yeah, I really just, I've been loving the way it's been making my my skin look, you know, with foundation and everything. So I started using it again, and one thing that I don't do that I used to do before was powder my entire face. So this time I don't. I just pretty much apply setting powder, like really more so underneath the eyes, like where I apply concealer and stuff. So I applied it with that brush. That brush is from Luxie Beauty, and then I blend it out with a beauty sponge, and then I'm gonna go in with concealers to cream, contour, and highlight. So I use the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Mocha, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Sand, and then blend all that out. I didn't show much of my face process because, again, you guys see me do my face all the time. It's very repetitive. I don't really change much. If I change anything, it's mainly just like, you know, the products that I'm using for like maybe blush and highlight and stuff. But yeah, so just so you guys know, for the blush, whew, let me get my knits. So for the blush, I use the Makeup Geek Cosmetics blush in XOXO, and then for the bronzer, I use a Too Faced chocolate soleil bronzer. That's pretty much what I use for that. And then I always use my ABH setting powder in banana for underneath the eyes and stuff. So you guys are going to see that, and then you guys are soon going to see me apply highlight. And for the highlight, I did use the Artist Couture highlight in Illuminati. So now we have lips. So for the lips, I kept it super simple. I used the ColourPop Cosmetics lip liner in BFF3, and then I went in with Lunar Beauty liquid lipstick in Zaya, and that's pretty much what I did for the lips, and that was gonna be done for the look. For lashes, these were Colored Rain lashes in CR23, because I know someone's gonna ask me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel if you haven't already. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Just subscribe already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Let me know what other kind of looks you guys are interested in seeing so that I can do that for you guys. And follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I'll greatly appreciate it. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.